Hello again and happy Christmas time. It is nearly Christmas and Alt Blocks is back with another fun video review of a set from buildingtoystore.com. Today they've sent us the Mould King 12029 World Railway Series Christmas Train Wonderland. Christmas Train Wonderland. And you'll see this is a really neat set. It is a train, but it's also a diorama full of buildings and trees and natural features, and the train itself is this little train that drives on a little track around the miniature village. It's a very fun set. The scale is just right to make a diorama that fits on a table or something like that. So it kind of adds some fun, festive Christmas decor to your house. I'm thankful to Building Toy Store for sending this to us. You can buy this from them, and the link will be available on the blog and on the video. Let's take a look. That's the box. Let's take a look at the actual set. This Mould King set is a train, as we mentioned, but it's a little different to most trains in that this is a miniature train that is powered by a subsurface track, a belt system of sorts, actually. And we'll show it in operation in a minute. It's really neat. So when you're looking at this train, you'll see that there's a little bit of a groove that goes around the entire village, through the tunnel, out the tunnel, and around. Oh, there's Santa's reindeer taking off for flight. And that groove actually has a track that goes around it, which is not really an actual railway track. It gives the appearance of a track, but it's just these pipes here that the train somewhat rides on, but also somewhat hovers above. And if we look under the train, you'll see there's a couple little sticks that poke up for the locomotive and one for each car. Those actually are what drives around, holding up the train. And you can look at the pictures in the review and see exactly how that is built. Now, we'll show this in operation in a minute. It's got some music, which is cute for Christmas. It's a little bit loud to talk over, though, so we'll not do that. But in this set, we've got the train. We've got a station right there, decked out for Christmas with a little tree. All the trees in the village are likewise decorated for Christmas. We've got a cute little church up here on the top of the mountain with a lake and a waterfall down the side of the mountain. Now those light up as well, and I'll power that on for you in a moment. We've got the little river that goes through, an A-frame cabin, and then a little smaller cabin over here, this little bridge as well. Now this is smaller than minifigure scale. So you won't want to put a minifigure necessarily in it. In fact, we'll go back here and we'll look at Santa. Santa in his Christmas sleigh is actually 4 little one-dot circles stacked. That gives you an idea of the scale that we're looking at there. And he's got a little runway back there that he can take off from. And the reindeer can park or as I have mentioned before, you can kind of angle them up there and they can take off for flight. So that is an overview of this set. What are my impressions of it? Well, it was a lot of fun to build. As mentioned, it is a 14 plus, and you will find that there's a good reason for that. The track system, which the photos will show you, is a little bit complicated, actually, to assemble, to adjust the tension on the belt that goes around to make sure that it stays on all the gears. So you do require some patience to build this set. That does require a little bit of extra ability perhaps to build it, to go through, test it, see where the belt, if it's working correctly or not, if it needs some adjustments, to make those adjustments. All right, let's power it on. All right, we're back. Yeah, you can hear the music. It's a little bit loud to talk over. We'll let it play, and then we'll talk again. All right, we wish you a Merry Christmas. Now, what we've got here is a battery box with a power button. hold that for a couple seconds and it turns off. All the cords and the battery box tuck into this little corner right here underneath the mountain, which works quite well. So you've got access to plug and unplug. So for example, if I want to remove this cord right here, which is labeled B, I can do so. That will allow me to run the train without the music playing, which is what I need to do for the video, so you can hear me talk. Okay, so we've got all the cords in there, 2 different plugs necessary. Oh, let's see here, that did I disconnect A also? I did. Okay, so I'm going to plug A back on to the battery. Okay, there we are. Now there's a second battery box down here, which is for the lights, actually. And it's got a little switch on the side. You can get a little bit of a glimpse underneath there. There's that track. And it's backlighted right now because you can see there are lights in the rivers. And the pond or the lake up top as well has lights, which gives it kind of a nice Christmassy effect in the village. This is really neat when it's dark. If you have this in a dark room on a table, it glows up really nicely, and it's quite pretty. Each of the buildings has a light inside as well, which is a little bit hard for me to show you, just because the lights are kind of dim inside the buildings. You can see it best maybe over there on the train station. But again, when the room is dark, it's quite evident, and it's really quite pretty. So that switch for the lights is just down here. So different light switch. That one actually requires AAA batteries, and you can just pop a few of those in. Rechargeables is what I use, of course. All right, so I'm going to get my remote control and show you the train in operation. So we've got it parked over here at the station right now. All right, let's get that thing driving. So this is the remote, and this is the standard Mould King remote. It's got a lot of controls on it, some of which won't apply to this set. We're just going to use the A arrows over here on the left pad, and those will allow the train to move. So let's start it. It's a little bit hard to hold the camera and the remote, but let's see what we can do here. And we're off. There's the train heading into the tunnel. Into the tunnel we go, and out of the tunnel we come. And around the curve, over the bridge. And then we're back in the station, just like that. It takes about 30 seconds to go around the entire loop. Give you an aerial view of it there. If you do pass the station, just take another loop around. Don't reverse the train. I have found that even though the remote has an arrow that would allow you to press it to go in reverse, the track or the belt seems to slip a little bit underneath, so I don't recommend that. Just keep driving forward. There we go, one more time. Into the tunnel. See the gears down there. And out of the tunnel. There we go. And you can see some of the work that happens down there with the gears and the belt. Inside the tunnel. Now the tunnel does pop off so that you can access those things. Now you've got to be a little bit cautious because there are some very tiny wires, these right here, that link all the lights. And fortunately the instructions do tell you how to route those wires through the set, but there's not a lot of extra wire, and so you've got to be careful when moving things about. Let's lift that up. I'll give you a quick peek underneath there. There we go. So you can see we've got a power systems motor under there and a gear system that involves a handful of gears. Right there is the track. It's the tank treads that you'll possibly be familiar with. And they go on these wheels like that. So that's what you've got going all around. Now I can't take the surface off very easily in a video because of the shortness of those wires. It's a kind of delicate operation, so I'm not going to do that. Refer to the pictures if you want to get a good look at what's happening underneath here, okay? All right, let's put that tunnel back on. Like I said, be mindful of the wires because those are, some of them are a little bit tiny. Just want to be careful with those. So we'll put the tunnel back on and then we can connect those back up. All right, that's it. That is the Mould King Christmas Train Wonderland. Keep watching. In just a moment, I'll show you the train going around completely without my narration, and we'll give you a good bird's eye view of how it goes. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, and tune in next time. Our next videos, we've got a couple more. We've got another train actually coming up, the Mallard from Mould King, and we've got some cute Hello Kitty sets. I'll be doing a couple videos on those coming soon. Thanks for watching, and as always, support buildingtoystore.com. They've got some fun stuff, including these sets and many others from many brands that you will enjoy. They do ship in the box, which are great for gift giving. We'll see you soon. Thanks, guys.